Hello, Lagos. Greetings, wonderful UpYou community, and welcome to another edition of your favorite female-centric program, UpYou with Ezinne. And welcome to the amazing month of May. How you all doing? My favorite question to you every Wednesday, isn't it? I love May. Magical things happen always in May. So I pray this morning that we all experience some magic in this month in our lives. Again, I ask you, how are you all doing? A new month bets a new season here on UpYou with Ezinne, and today we're starting off a new one titled Woman Serve Up. That's right, it's time to bring on our A game to play on this world stage. Yeah. It's our hour on radio, and I'm here to keep you company wherever you may be. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne Kanem, and I'm your host. Welcome back. With me on the beat today is Toby. Toby, can you say hello to Nigeria?
Nigeria, it's such a beautiful Wednesday morning. Nice to have you join us.
Great. So the topic is Woman Serve Up. So what is service? What does it mean to serve? What does it mean to live a life of service? I will define service as an idea which results in the acts of giving of yourself for the benefit of others and society at large. The very foundation of service lies in our interconnectivity as humans. Yeah, so first you scale up, then you serve up. See, everything is interconnected. As you already know, we're social, so please follow us on all our social media platforms at UpYou with Ezinne on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. We'd love to connect with you and keep the conversation going long after this program has ended. Service is an attitude to life. It's about what you do and why you act and think in certain ways. The whole idea of service is to give of yourself, your time, your resources to help others besides yourself. This month, we are tasked with bringing our A game to the table, charged to putting our best foot forward to serve up. Dear woman, it is the season to be more and do more. Don't touch that dial. Our guest on the show today is Itoro Ugorji, a seasoned early years practitioner and childcare advocate with several years of experience in the childcare space. Itoro leads a team of knowledgeable and inspired childcare professionals at the Baby Lounge, which she founded. She worked for two of Nigeria's leading banking institutions for over 6 years in positions of increasing responsibility before leaving to pursue her passion in childcare. Her hands-on experience as an early years practitioner and a childcare professional includes international exposures in nursery, Hill Elementary School, and Smart Kids Academy, both in Columbia, South Carolina. She holds a bachelor's in English and Literary Studies, a diploma in Children's Studies, and an MSc in Early Childhood Education with specialization in Administration, Management, and Leadership. Itoro is a member of the National Association for the Education of Young Children and the World Forum Foundation, both global networks of early year professionals that promote an ongoing global exchange of ideas on the delivery of quality services for children and in diverse settings. Her core competencies are employer-sponsored crèches, office crèches, event, mobile crèches, and end-to-end childcare solutions. As a crèche consultant, she has provided advisory for, designed, or set up and managed worksite crèches for a growing number of corporate and multinationals, some of which include Total E and P Nigeria, Nigerian Breweries PLC, MTN Nigeria, Chevron Employees Cooperative Society, Unilever Nigeria, Access Bank PLC, GT Bank PLC, Interswitch, TVC, HIS, and NBC Hellenics. Please, can you up that music, the game changer? Yeah. At this point, we should clap. That's it. So, Itoro is an alumni of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, a Cherry Blair Foundation for Women Mentee, and the recipient of the Women X World Bank Scholarship for the Enterprise Development Center / Lagos Business School. She has been featured in a number of notable publications and platforms, including This Day, Vanguard Business Day, Guardian Live TVC, and Ebony Live TV. I could just go on and on because this thing is reading like a movie, but we need to do this program. So I'm going to say, dear listeners, please join us to welcome the amazing, the inspiring, the one and the only Itoro on the program today. Hello, Itoro. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ezinne. It is my absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Ah, thank God. I was thinking she was going to say, good morning, Senior Ezinne. Okay. She always does that to me everywhere she sees me. So I prayed hard and it's worked. Ah,
that's an inside story.
How are you? It's good to see you.
Well,
you look amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're not saying hello to Itoro. Why? You don't like her? Her profile is giving you shivers.
It's good to have you here, Itoro.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So let's just go straight to the point. Itoro, the topic today is Woman Serve Up. You know, I just chatted you up and I said, Itoro, I want you on the show and I want you to come talk on Woman Serve Up. So what came to your mind? Can you please share your perspective and your understanding of the topic?
Just step up to the table and make your contribution.
Oh, wow. Step up to the table and make your contribution. Woman, step up to the table and make your contribution. I like my guests on this show. They're all very intelligent, super intelligent, and they always rephrase my thoughts in such powerful ways that I'll be asking myself, why didn't you think of that? But let's go on. Okay, so step up to the table and make your contribution. Would that be the definition of service for you?
Absolutely. And when we say contribution, it's not about size. It's not about the size of your contribution, you know, when you step up. And maybe I should give another perspective. So, you know, the question may be, what if there is no table? Then you may want to create a table. Your contribution may be little when you come to the table, and then you just grow that contribution. It's all about adding value wherever you are at. So what point are you at the moment? Are you adding value? And who are you adding value to? It is so important. That's where purpose is. You know, I often wonder what purpose would be without value. It's going to be hollow and empty and probably not have any meaning.
The sort that the Bible calls vanity.
Absolutely.
Wow. So Itoro says, when you wake up, when you step up, if you don't find a table, get a carpenter and build the table. In fact, if I say nothing else, or if she says nothing else on this show, she's giving us a very, 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 very pungent nugget. Go and build yourself a table and start from that table, no matter how small, to add value to your existence. And ultimately, you'll be adding it to other people's existence. In fact, Itoro, today is already sweet. Let me open the phone lines so that people can just start to call us and be part of this show. So the number to call is 0913 6000 410. The number to text is 0913 6000 430. Please call us and let's have this conversation. All of us need to be stepping up to the table and contributing productively to our society. So, Itoro, what does it mean to serve? What does it mean to live a life of service? What's your own definition of service?
So I think all that will be captured in the Baby Lounge story. You know, and stories usually make even the most complex issues, you know, very clear. So with the Baby Lounge, that's service right there. Okay, and what is service again if you are not adding value? You know, so again, you know, someone may say, oh, the space is saturated. There is no space for me. Everybody's doing the same thing. I mean, that's absolutely right. You know, if you look at any market, so there's hardly any market that is not commoditized. I mean, what that means is it's totally swarmed, right? But I am one of those who firmly believes that even in a commoditized market, there is a niche. All you have to do is find that niche, okay, and serve in that niche and, you know, deliver value. So you say that, everyone is doing the same thing, right? Innovation is not necessarily a brand new invention. And I think that's what people need to understand. Innovation is also about improving what currently exists. Just make it better. Find, what the gaps are and close that gaps. That's innovation right there. And that's a great way to serve.
Another nugget just dropped. Innovation is not necessarily finding something new, starting something from the scratch. Innovation could be, and really is, improving on something. That is wonderful. And of course, like she said, the market is finite, but that shouldn't deter anybody to find their niche, key into it, and begin to innovate in that niche. Okay. Now, you took us to Baby Lounge. Can you share with us what's your story really? Because a young lady like this, banker, counting money, you now decided you want to go and be doing childcare. What's that? How did that come about?
So it was largely born from a personal experience. So I experienced, some pains, as it were, and then the idea of the Baby Lounge was supposed to address that pain. And what was that pain? So I was a working mom. I had an infant, and when it was time for me to go back to work, I shopped for childcare arrangements, outside of the domestic staffing or my mom. I wanted a place where I could keep my son, somewhere that was in close proximity to my office, and a place that was professionally run and was manned by people who genuinely cared for the children. I also wanted a place that didn't close too early, had extended hours, so that I would not be rushing to pick up the child, right? I wanted a place too that was open all year round, because moms don't go on term breaks. So in most of the places that were around at the time, had term breaks. So I was stranded again when they had to close for the term. So those are a few of, the gaps that I saw. And I also realized that I wasn't the only mom who had those pain points, right? And so that was where the spark of the idea, came or started.
It's very interesting, honestly, because almost every woman that has been on this show started their business from a pain point and then going up to saying, let's meet this need, because there must be somebody else like me. But I also realized that we also have a lot of Me Too's. There are some people who just watch you and your business is booming and they say, oh, me too, So, what's your journey been like? Because when I was reading your CV, I was now reading, there's a mobile crash. There is so I can go to party and I have a crash. Oh my God. There is a domestic crash. I can even be in my house and you still send me someone. And then there's the one that I can actually come to your place and drop. So you have extended this simple thought of, let me serve up. Let me create a place where a mother can comfortably, with peace of mind, drop their child and go on to serve elsewhere. Yes? But now you're like we say in marketing, you're doing line extensions. So can you tell us about it?
Exactly. Doing line extensions and also extending the life cycle of my customer. So yes, you're absolutely right, and it came from paying attention. The market evolves; it's not static. So needs, a need you do not see now, you may see pop up, right? And that comes with interacting and paying attention to the market that you serve or you're looking to serve. So we moved from just one service to about 18 services.
Are you joking? 18?
Pure childcare. It is not, we're not selling food. This is childcare solutions. Now, some of those services are cash cows. Some are sales funnels, right? But whatever the case may be, each of those services serves a function, right? So we have services like you had earlier highlighted, the mobile creche, the events pop-up creche for, it's a mobile care and play setup for all kinds of events. So whether you're having a conference, you're going for parties, right? Most moms do not attend conferences because they have that constraint and they tend to lose out an opportunity to serve, right? Or to gain knowledge to serve, right? So we partner with the organizers of those events, set up a mobile creche. So the moms, the attendees can drop off their kids and focus fully on the event. So that's the mobile creche. The in-home child minding is a childcare arrangement in the comfort and familiar environment of your home. That's an hourly plan. So you could say, oh, I just need childcare for a few hours, or my nanny's day off, right? I typically don't even keep, domestic staff, right? Or I have, domestic staff, and we're beginning to see that market. So we have people who have 3, 4, 2 domestic staff, but still take the service as a support to homeschooling, or because that scope is just, catering to the child's needs. It's not, domestic, work, right? And we do reports after each service. So it's a snapshot of the child's day, the feeding routine, diaper changes if it was a baby, potty training, the learning and play activities are all highlighted. So the mom knows, and with pictures and videos. So the mom, even though she's not present, this happens with the in-home child minding and even, the creches. Right now we have 3 locations for those who want to bring their children to the creche. Right, that the creche facilities run all year round. Again, like I said, the service is designed as a support system for working parents. And of course, working parents would include 9 to 5ers and people who run, their businesses. And you have a lot of those moms who run their businesses who have to drop because they have itineraries, to take care of. So that service runs 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, the extended hours is a value add. So you see, every aspect of the service is designed to support, the women that it serves.
This is interesting. This shows that you have actually thought hard and fast about how you want to serve, where you want to serve, and how you are going to deliver this service. Women on this show listening this morning, you don't have any reason to miss out on any aspect of your life anymore, because you have a child. Children are blessings, so they shouldn't stop us from also thriving and growing. So you want to go to a seminar, there is a service for you. You want to go to the market, they will come in and help you. Oh, this is amazing. But I must ask you, really, at the heart of what you're describing, the very core of it is service. Giving of yourself to somebody else so that the person can be able to go somewhere else and give of themselves, So literally every day you and your team serve to ensure that other women can keep on living their best lives, as much as possible. What are the qualities of service someone who, in your space or in your industry should have? Because I want to imagine that you just don't go off the streets and then pick up anybody and send them to my house, right?
Absolutely not. I think that's the biggest part of the work that we do. Orientation, reorientation, and training. And it's interesting to note that, we recently launched the Child Care Academy, to take care of what you have just raised. So we're talking about, again, this is like a chain of service. This is also, serving humanity or serving our community by training, others to acquire the skills, right? To also either set up their own childcare businesses or revamp their existing business. Now, at the core of this service that we provide is quality. It is such an ultra sensitive service that you cannot walk off the streets, and think that this is not the same thing as taking care of your niece. Yes, as a woman, okay, you're born with that innate nurturing, ability, but you need formal training, right, to deliver it in a professional level and deliver it in such a way that people would pay money to get that value.
Okay, if I heard you right, you said there's an academy where you train people.
Yes.
So are you saying, for instance, that Toby can come to your academy and say, I want to learn, or can you train me on being a child minder or a child carer professional?
Precisely.
And you train the person?
Oh, absolutely. So we actually launched that on the premise, in this season of Japa. Everyone is leaving.
I was going there because, if there is such an opportunity, why do I need to Japa to go and do the same thing abroad?
So that is one perspective. So we're saying to you that you can earn. You've seen the different expressions, right, of childcare. So you don't have money, you don't have that capital to set up, a physical setting. You can start with the in-home, with being an in-home childminder, earn hourly, right, and grow it. You can start with, acquiring the skills and working with an existing childcare service. So even if you decide to Japa, you've already armed yourselves with skills, right, to do that job. And of course, like we all know, childcare jobs abound, right? They're one of the, easiest to get if you are equipped for it. Now, it is not nanny care, with all due respect to nannies. Okay. Now, and of course, everyone knows that childcare is not cheap. In the UK and the US, for example.
Even in Nigeria, Itoro has just used the idea to tell us there's money to be made. Go ahead.
There is tons of money to be made.
Oh, she confirms it.
And this is, different from, this is a non-tech.
Very important at this point in time where everybody's techie, yeah?
But we leverage on technology, to do certain aspects of our job. What we have just done is redefine, or try to redefine childcare and put, standards in place. So it is not, which is why you would have a mom, pay to get the value that you promise to deliver.
Sure.
Which is why there is a mom would pay that difference between your service and the service of a nanny.
I understand. I get that. I was at the platform on May 1, and speaker after speaker, they said, passion is not enough. I can see your passion is coming true, and that's why you're just extending, multiplying from 1 to 18 products. Oh my God, but then you see, your passion is making money, isn't it?
Passion is not enough, but somewhere along the line you have to develop that passion because it's what drives you further.
Okay.
It's actually because definitely you would have seasons of low. So it's the passion that you have, right? Okay, so maybe I should put it this way. You may not necessarily need passion to get started. But for some people, it's actually passion that gets you started. But however you get started, right? Somewhere along the line, you need to have passion. So even if you're selling fuel, maybe the passion for making money through selling fuel may not necessarily be this passion for the fuel, the products that you sell, but there definitely will be, some passion along the line because that's what drives you to keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, you know how it is, when people are listening to a show like this or a program like this, and we're all talking good. It all sounds so nice, and there's a woman out there really struggling. She's 7, but it's not working. And so I need you to make a connection now with someone listening to you. Can you please share with us, from start to now, from 1 product to 18 products, have you really had challenging moments, and then how did you overcome?
Even yesterday, I had several challenging moments.
She says even yesterday.
So I think that maybe I want to, because that's what resonates. I think that more business owners and more entrepreneurs need to tell their unembellished stories about the struggles, because that's what resonates with the average person out there. Because there are a lot of people out there who think, oh, there's probably something wrong with me. So we have hundreds of kids that we serve. We've been privileged to serve thousands of kids, but we did not start. There was a time when we started that we sat in an empty space for months. And you know, there were several times when we were convincing people about the value, not just the value that we give, but convincing them that the price that we put on that value
is worth it.
So even people who could afford it. Now that's what growth is about. So growth. The giant tree you see out there didn't start as a giant tree.
True.
That's why I often joke when people say, oh, you've blown. I say, baby, now we did not blow.
You grew.
We grew, and it's you know, we can show you the path. You know, there'll be times where, you know, you get frustrated and you just want to shut down. And then you remember and you look where you're coming from. And then you also see the impact that you have made. You know, it keeps you going. You know, like the Bible says, David encouraged himself in the Lord. That is what, you know, would be the experience of a lot of entrepreneurs, because you will look around. You may not find that mentor to encourage you at the time when you need to pick up yourself and move. And that is why it's a learning curve, right? Curves are more difficult to negotiate than straight paths. So if you're going a straight path, that's why they're not saying you don't describe that learning experience as a straight path. It's a curve. Okay, so you would have, I think we need to have more of this kind of conversations, because there are a lot of people who daily need to be encouraged to stay the course.
Nuggets upon nuggets. And Itoro, yes, that conversation is coming up. We're planning one, and I'm putting you on the spot. You're coming to the conference to share with a lot more women on this your journey. But you persevered. You didn't fall by the wayside. So that word is resilience. But there must have been a lot of knowledge acquisition. So can you, because most times the reason why one succeeds and the other doesn't succeed is the knowledge gap. I can wake up now and say, Itoro says there is tons of money to be made, and tomorrow I have a building I set up, baby lounging. And you know, we also know how to dub similar names. You know, so maybe I'll not say baby, I'll say infant lounge. And I would have started my own crash. But I really do not have the knowledge. And so the things you that you're on the tree, you have seen, me that I'm just on the floor, I won't see. And so tomorrow I flop. Then I'll say, don't mind that, Itoro. It's because her husband is XYZ. It is because they're from ABC. You see, do you even know where she has gone to? Do you know what she has done? So talk to us about acquiring knowledge, you know, to be able to take informed decisions and take calculated risk to, you know, build up your resilience so that when those drought moments come, you will still see what you saw and stay the course.
Absolutely. You know, it's so, acquiring knowledge is so underrated, and, you know, it's not talked about as often as it should be, because knowledge empowers, you know, and probably that's the difference between, you see, education is not a scam. That's probably why you see, educated people who become artisans, they completely just flip the crafts. So the commonest examples that I always give is cake. Have you seen cake makers, Stace?
Oh yeah, I know one. An architect, a cake maker an architect that turned into a cake maker. Her cakes are statements.
So the cake craft, and that's what you pay for. You pay for the expertise. You pay for that craft. So it doesn't mean sometimes there are other people who make better tasting cakes, right? But the people who are willing to put down so much money because of the craft, and that's what you pay for, and that expertise is the knowledge, right?
Great, thank you. We have a question from the platform, and this is coming from Kayode. Kayode sent this in from UpYou, and Kayode says, what has been your staying power all these years? I know you practically are the industry. How have you remained relevant and sought after?
I keep reinventing myself.
Oh, wow. She keeps reinventing herself.
I keep reinventing myself. People just go, oh my goodness, when you think that you have seen it all with childcare, she comes up with another idea, So we have Crush in the Mall, we have Crush on Wheels, we have in-home childminding, we have office crashes, we have the crash advisory, and set up,
and so on and so forth. Everybody, you better go follow Itoro Ugorji to learn about service.
So you have to think through what you do and constantly look for how you would solve problems. And when you look right there, sitting right smack in the middle of that problem is a new service.
So therefore, everyone listening to us, women especially, that problem, that challenge that you're going through now, if you change the way you look at it, you might just be able to pull out a service from it.
Absolutely.
This one hits me. It's as if you just gave it to me, boom, on my head. Thank you for this one. Okay, so we have another contribution from Anita. Anita in Festac says, this is such a great idea. To be honest, if the option was there when I was having children, I would have gladly taken it. Thank you for serving up.
Thank you so much. I get for every time I get feedback like this, I am reminded that I am fulfilling purpose. So for every time a mom says to me, because of the work you do, I did not resign prematurely, that means so much to me. So it goes beyond, for every time, a parent says to me, and it's so heartwarming to note that some of the children that we have catered to are teenagers.
Wow.
So I even, we're doing what you love and we're trying to, to add value. You don't know how quickly the years go by.
Wow. I'm actually, time is always doing this to me when I'm having a good conversation. Itoro, we might have to take this to Instagram Live later on sometime, but very quickly now, I don't want to talk about the obvious advantages. Will I call them advantages? Or the obvious tangible benefits of serving up? Let's talk about the intangible benefits, because look at you look like you're a teenager and you're telling me that you've served people that have become teenager. So very quickly, what does a life of service give to you? Intangible benefits. You've got 1 minute and your time starts now.
Intangible benefits, fulfillment.
Oh wow. So women, you see, we just need to step up to the table and begin to serve up to get fulfillment. I mean, come on, what's life without you being fulfilled with the things you do? Okie dokie. Have you got a comment for us? You want to chip in here?
I'm just really intrigued by the conversation.
I can see your head bobbing up and down.
And I think that is very important for us to ensure that in all we do, a life of service and fulfillment really is what actually gives the how do I put it? When you're fulfilled, you're satisfied, even more than monetary gains.
Absolutely.
Okay, so back to you. When you're fulfilled even more than monetary gain. Urgent 2K. Toby, can I have some urgent 2K there? I need fulfillment right now. That's respect. Okay, so Itoro, can we have your last words for today? To the woman out there who just wants to, encourage us particularly to serve up in any capacity that we find ourselves.
To the woman out there, I think the SDGs were made for us. Anyone who will take out time to just look at most of those SDGs. To the woman out there, you have so much. All you have to do is just, come forward.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolutely amazing hour with you. And thank you for coming on the show. And frankly, for me personally, a light has just gone on in my head again. Bam. So I need to go check out some things. And I'm going to be calling you, so that I can drink some more. And there's no Ezinne matter in this thing, yeah? So, dear women, there's a saying in Igbo land where I come from that one heaps rewards for oneself by serving others. It might look as if you're serving others, but in truth, you're gaining much. Nothing beats a life of service. The ultimate satisfaction in life comes from service. That place where inspiration meets strategy. You can imagine listening to Itoro. She's talked about the SDGs. She's talked about this and that. You just be wondering, it's not children she's working with. So what's her business with the SDGs? That's what knowledge does. Once your mind is expanded, it can never, ever go back to its former state. So please expand your minds, get on the table, and begin to live a life of service. And remember, like Itoro said, if there is no table, get a carpenter to build it. Don't forget, I'm just right here. I know how to build tables. So this is where we wrap up today's edition of UpYou with Ezinne. It's been another amazing one. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook at UpYou with Ezinne. Get copies of our books, UpYou and When Adversity Strikes, Fight. Thank you to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week. Starting with Itoro, my guest. You, our dear listeners, our advertisers, callers, engineers on duty, my producer, the amazing UpYou team, 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. You all stay strong, stay blessed, stay lifted. My name, as always, is Ezinne Kufre Ekanem. Until I come your way next week, it's UpYou.